communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Hello and welcome to Millennium News TV Global News Update. My name is Todd David Goldfinger, and here are today's top headlines just for you. Thank you for being with us. A former U.S. Marine was killed fighting alongside Ukrainian forces in the war with Russia. His relatives told news outlets in what's the first known death of a U.S. citizen fighting in Ukraine. Rebecca Cabrera told CNN her son, Willie Joseph Cancel, 22, was killed Monday while working for a military contracting company that sent him to Ukraine. Cabrera said her son was working as a corrections officer in Tennessee and had signed up to work with the private military contractor shortly before fighting began in Ukraine in late February 2022. She told CNN he agreed to go to Ukraine. Next news. The former owner of 2 Vermont ski resorts faces sentencing Friday for his role in a failed plan to build a biotechnology plant in Vermont using tens of millions of dollars in foreign investors' money. The sentencing of Ariel Kuros, former owner of Jay Peak and Burke Mountain, wraps up the largest fraud case in Vermont history. The financial scandal involving Kuros and 2 others shook the state and its rural, economically depressed region called the Northeast Kingdom. A 4th man, a businessman in South Korea, remains at large. Next news. A settlement that would allow Purdue Pharma to exit bankruptcy and require its owners to contribute billions of dollars to help combat the opioid crisis in the U.S. hinges on a legal question before a federal appellate panel on Friday. Lawyers for the company, state and local governments, individual opioid victims, and others who would receive payments under the deal will make their case before the Second Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals in New York City. At issue is whether a bankruptcy court judge has the authority to grant members of the Sackler family who own the OxyContin maker protection from civil lawsuits over the toll of opioids. Family members have insisted on the legal shield in exchange for providing the money behind the settlement. Next news. Republican Senator Mike Lee may have been an upstart when he toppled a longtime senator in a Tea Party wave more than a decade ago. But in the dozen years since he's managed to avoid a serious challenge in deeply conservative Utah, that's changing this year as he faces two GOP challengers and a newly empowered independent who's been backed by the Democrats. While Lee still has a solid base of support in Utah, the contest is shaping up to be his toughest re-election campaign yet, as newly released text messages raise questions about his early involvement in efforts to overturn the results of the then 2020 election, as it were. Okay, we're going to take a short break from the daily global English news of Millennium News TV 24/7. Please stay with us. Thank you.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Hello and welcome back to Millennium News TV 24/7. We're back again with the news. Thank you for being with us. Here's the news. The worst possible moment for bringing Trevor Reed home turned out to be the best, with U.S.-Russian relations at their lowest point in decades. It seemed an improbable time to hope for the release of Reed, a former Marine detained in Russia for almost 3 years. Yet this week, the Biden administration completed the type of transaction it had earlier seemed resistant to, exchanging Reed for Konstantin Yaroshenko, a Russian pilot and convicted drug trafficker serving a 20-year prison sentence in Connecticut. Next news. In one of the nation's most overwhelmingly Republican states, the party is entering the final stretch of a bruising primary campaign deeply divided over who should become the nominee for governor. Nearly all of Nebraska's GOP establishment leaders are lining up behind businessman Jim Pillen, believing he would be the easy favorite to win in November. But no endorsement matters quite like that of the former president. He was Donald J. Trump, who is backing his longtime friend Charles Herbster and will hold a rally on his behalf Friday, and in a twist, a third. Next news. Tens of thousands of troops from NATO and other North Atlantic nations will take part in a series of military exercises across Europe in the coming weeks as Western countries seek to deter Russian aggression. The exercises, backed by aircraft, tanks, artillery, and armored assault vehicles, will take place in Finland, Poland, North Macedonia, and along the Estonian-Latvian border. They will include troops from NATO and the Joint Expeditionary Force, which includes non-NATO members, Finland, and, thank goodness for Sweden. Next news. The killing of columnist Jamal Khashoggi by Saudi agents in Istanbul sent an already tense and shaky relationship between Turkey and Saudi Arabia into complete freefall. Fast forward 3.5 years later, and it appears Turkey and Saudi Arabia are attempting to build the bridge and move on. In his first trip to Saudi Arabia in 5 years, Turkish President Recep Erdogan, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, embraced Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and sipped traditional Arabic coffee with King Salman before a state dinner and direct talks that ran into early hours of Friday. We're going to take a short break from the daily global English news of Millennium News TV 24/7. Please stay with us. Thank you so much.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Kenyans. Oh, hello. Here's the next news. Kenyans paid their last respects to former President Mwai Kibaki in a state funeral service Friday that was attended by African leaders. Kibaki, whose death was announced last Friday, has been praised by Kenya's current leaders as a respected statesman. He was 90 years old. Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta, in his tribute Friday, called Kibaki, in quotes, one of the greatest African statesmen of his generation, end quotes, and recalled him as a man of few words, but a man of decisive action, end quotes. Next news. As Russian attacks across Ukraine this week dominated the news, French President Emmanuel Macron was re-elected, winning another 5 years in the presidential palace. Many countries celebrated Orthodox Easter, this time without the restrictions linked to the coronavirus pandemic, while elsewhere, the Islamic holy month of Ramadan continued. This photo gallery highlights some of the most compelling images made or published in the week by the Associated Press from Europe and Africa. The selection was curated by Madrid photographer Bernat Armango. Next news. Got the next news, please? Next news. Got the next news, please? Next news. Russia's former economic development minister, the country's highest-ranking official to be jailed in nearly 2 decades, has been granted parole after serving more than half of an 8-year sentence on a bribery conviction, Russian officials confirmed Friday. Alexei Alyukayev filed a petition for early release after serving more than 5 years. A court in the Tver region, some 140 kilometers northwest of Moscow, granted him parole on Wednesday, court officials told the Interfax news agency. Next news. Thank you. Mountainous and remote, the Greek-Bulgaria border once formed the southern corner of the Iron Curtain. Today, it's where the European Union is redrawing the region's energy map to ease its heavy reliance on Russian natural gas, fossil fuels. A new pipeline built during the COVID-19 pandemic, tested and due to start commercial operation in June, would ensure that large volumes of gas flow between the two countries in both directions to generate electricity, fuel industry, and heat homes. We're going to take a short break from the daily global English news of Millennium News TV 24/7. Thank you so much for being with us. Stay with us.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Hello and welcome back to Millennium News TV 24/7 Global News Update. Here's the continuation of today's top headlines. Thanks for being with us. James Corden said he will be bowing out of his late-night CBS TV show next year, calling it a good time to move on and see what else might be out there. End quotes. Good idea. Corden announced his decision during the taping of Thursday's The Late Show, which he began hosting in the year 2015. In quotes, "When I start this journey, it was always going to be just that. It was going to be a journey, an adventure. I never saw it as my final destination, you know? Question mark. He said." In quotes. "And I never want the show to overstay its welcome in any way. I always want to love making it." End quotes. Next news. Next news, please. It took 8 long years for Sarah Solomon to get a murky part of Britain's post-World War II history from the pages of a book to our TV screens. She had been impressed by Joe Bloom's 2014 novel, Ridley Road, about a Jewish-led underground anti-fascist resistance movement in London in the 1960s. But making it into a series was hard going at first, in quotes. "It got rejected everywhere. No one wanted to make it. It felt very niche," end quotes, she explained. Then 2 things happened: Brexit in England and Donald J. Trump in the United States. Suddenly, nativist lurches in democracies weren't so niche. Next news. Next news. Yeah, thanks. In an NFL draft focused early on stoppers, it was all the goers, wide receivers who stole the spotlight Thursday night, not simply prospects either. Yes, the first 5 selections came on the defensive side of the ball, including edge rushers Trayvon Walker of national champion Georgia to Jacksonville and Aiden Hutchinson of Michigan to Detroit as NOS .1 and 2. It was the first time in 31 years that no player on offense went in the opening 5 picks. So naturally, the next 5 choices were on offense. And those kept coming right through number 12. Next news. Georgia's defense dominated the first round of the NFL draft 3.5 months after whipping Alabama in the national championship game. The surprising part was that linebacker Nakobe Dean wasn't among the Bulldogs whose names were called Thursday night. Dean, who watched a half dozen of his ex-teammates selected in the first round, is among the top prospects on the board Friday night in round 2. This has been the daily Global English News update of Millennium News TV 24/7. Thank you so much for being with us. Truly. Please log in to get the latest news on all of our social networking sites. That means Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even TikTok. Check us out on TikTok, Millennium News 24. Also, our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is News Channel M24. YouTube channel, check it out. Viewers now on both network broadcasting, Android and iOS devices, Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV. Also, all smart TV platforms, please enjoy our entertainment, our latest news and views, our Millennium TV apps, Millennium TV USA, Android, as well as iOS, of course, Millennium News Google, www.millenniumtv24.com. And don't forget to look on the web for the Millennium Foundation USA. Thank you and God bless. Peace. Peace on earth.